believe Dred is on console. Talking about Dred a little bit, he's a pretty interesting player. I believe he's actually been playing for quite some time. However, he has just recently submitted a PB to Deer Tier. I don't think he has submitted his previous PBs to Deer Tier. With a surprising time of 47 minutes flat. A very, very good time for a runner for his first mission to Deer Tier, and I'm interested to see his performance in this tournament. Zarby, I believe, runs A Link to the Past, and this is a secondary game for him. Interested to see how far he takes it as well.
You will probably notice here in this cutscene versus Ridley, they are intentionally going to take damage. It is faster to take damage from Ridley, especially if you get hit by his tail. If you don't do that, you actually fight Ridley and it takes 100 shots, I believe. Is that correct, Fusa?
100 shots of, I believe, any beam. Any beam shot, doesn't matter which beam you have. If for some reason, it is possible to have beams other than your basic power beam shot. It takes 100 shots regardless of what beam you have.
Yeah, they're leaving Sarah's station, and they were trying to avoid all the steam and tiles, and yeah, Dred off to a small lead, and not too far behind them we got Zarby.
Thankfully, both are runners exiting Series Station, which is, for a lot of runners, one of their least favorite parts of the SM run.
Yeah, because you reset so much and you're stuck there forever, huh? Trying to optimize your early game.
It just gets brutal. It's a beatdown because a lot of times you don't make mistakes. It's just sometimes the RNG will cost you 2-3 seconds, and you're just like, why would you lose 2-3 seconds in the first 1.5 minutes of the game just due to RNG? Some of the more disciplined runners, of course, don't mind and simply take it as luck of the draw or time to save for the next PB.
Looks like Dred having a little bit of trouble in the pit room. Falls into 2 pits. Let's see how Zarby does. Falls into 1. So also 2 pits for him. MDI expressing his distaste for no 46 Sarah's Station escapes. 46 is a very, very good Sarah's Station escape.
Yeah, it takes most runners a considerable amount of time before they have the movement and recognition abilities to get a 46 series escape. But Dred heading up back to Criteria to go collect bombs and straight into 2 of the hardest rooms to do in the entire run, in my opinion, do optimally. The climb and parlor.
Having a little bit of trouble in the pit room. I did some down grabs, but fell into one of them. His Criteria chef climb is looking pretty good. Zarby having some trouble with one of the pirates there, taking a little bit of damage.
In the face, yeah. Dred making excellent short work of both the climb and the parlor. No difficulty there.
Sorry, having a little bit of trouble getting out of this criteria climb. Can be pretty frustrating when you miss your wall jumps, and it's almost out.
Ooh, looks like Dred did in fact get one of his missile shots eaten by Bomb Teresa's attacks, just costing him that one round he wanted.
We'll see how the drops work out for Zarby here. He's going into Bomb Teresa without full health. He has 85. So if when the Bomb Teresa spits out these orbs, he might be getting health instead of missiles, which is what he needs.
Dred not opening the door here, waiting to kill that waiver, just a minor time loss. One of the key indicators of whether or not a runner will be doing new route or old route is whether or not they take damage from those pirates that Dred just ran through right there. With that, you can pretty conclusively say that they'll be doing old route.
Yeah, so you can see here the Zarby is not getting as many missile drops because he came in not having full health. But he's done with Bomb Teresa now, and he's moving on. See how he does at the at the Alcatraz.
It can be a very big struggle for a lot of newer players. Alcatraz, I mean.
Ooh, he just needs that last wall jump. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, he gets it. It takes him only 2 tries.
That's definitely still a time saver if we're not doing it though. I do always appreciate it when I see a runner intentionally not do the big pink mock ball, opting instead for the faster arm pump and jumping off strat.
Ah, yeah.
This room that Dred's going in right now is, in my opinion, one of the cooler uses for mock ball in this entire run. The way this room, the Green Hills room, is set up, it's very awkward. You fall down a bunch of ledges, and there's enemies always in your way to try to stop your speed. That mock ball, getting past that very first ledge, saves you a lot of time. Oh, a very nice improvised D-boost coming out of Dred. I assume that was improvised. He might have practiced that backup.
Right. Dred pulling out one of the newer, I guess, newer strats for entering the Kraid's Lair, using 3 supers and then jumping across. An older strat is only using 1 super. Rolling in there. But he's coming up on Kraid here. We'll see how his efficiency is with the Kraid quick kill. I imagine it's pretty good.
Zarby picking up Charge Beam, arguably one of the best items in the game. Its value cannot be overstated.
Yeah, I don't think there's I don't think there's a speedrun that doesn't have the charge beam in it. Unless someone wants to correct me over that. Oh, actually, Sports Spawn RTA. some categories, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Dred grabbing various suit, about a 10:07. Pretty solid various suit time.
Looks like Zarby
is going to, yeah, good. He's getting his energy recharged. So neither player grabbing the Spazer. Oh, looks like Dred did not have any missiles, so he had to use a super missile to get rid of those B-toms in the crate energy tank room. That's kind of unfortunate, but sometimes you just need to do it.
Dred going to be heading down into Norfair with 3 supers. That does mean he will have to get that drop from the wall mount cack attack to open that door into the speed booster area. Or maybe a drop from this friendly little Nova. Nope, so he just doesn't get a drop from that, and Zarby entering Kraid right now. We'll see how he performs. Looks like he's opting to go for the 2 missile 3 super method.
Oh, very nicely done.
Well.
Yep.
That's considering he just did that, and I think Zarby's PB is a 111 or a 112. Getting Kraid quick kill in this run probably puts him ahead of his PB. Looking at his movement, it does not look like a 110 level player.
Yeah, certainly not. He may have been practicing, leveling up his speed skills. Oh, he's having a little bit of trouble getting out of this this area here with the flies.
Yeah, these key hunters can be a big pain. A lot of runners don't, when they're new, they don't realize the manipulation that more experienced runners do to make it so that those key hunters are in the correct positions to not bother you. You have to jump through entering that room, jump through the top part of that door, and that will manipulate the key hunters so they don't bother you as much. And then as a backup, you can always do a wall jump into a morph similar to Alcatraz. And being in morph means you get knocked back in such a way that you can still get on top of that ledge where the key hunters are standing. Dred hoping for some pretty good drops.
Yeah, he gets
3 farms. Yeah,
he's got 15 and 5, so he's in pretty good shape here. He's on his way to wave, and Zarby is on his way to high jump.
Zarby just missing that pesky Nova. Does mean he will have to kill that Nova before leaving the high jump area, as otherwise the door will not open.
Yeah, it will be grayed out. There are a few rooms that are like that, where you have to kill all the enemies before you can leave.
Looks like... Oh, okay, he did remember. He was about to go up, and he did remember he does have to kill that Nova to exit the room.
Oh, opts not to take that super drop. It would have been a nice thing to have as he makes his way to speed booster. You have to open quite a few missile and super missile doors before you can get speed booster.
Yeah, depending on the strats he does in these upcoming rooms, his ammo may drop pretty low.
So yeah, Dred making his way up to collect power bombs and going up the red tower. His ammo is in good shape. His health is in good shape. Let's see if he goes for the Alpha Spark before he gets to the red tower. Yes, please. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh, so it looks like Dred did not get the Alpha Spark. And he looks like he was just a pixel too low. Zarby is having a little bit of trouble here in Bubble Mountain. That waiver is knocking him out of his spin.
Does manage to conquer Bubble Mountain. Get up to go to... Oh, I knew he was going to fall there. I was wondering if he would shoot the super. It would mean he had to reload the room to get a super from that hack attack. He does, in fact, recognize he's about to fall and does not fire it prematurely.
Dred showing off some really good skill on that red tower. He actually did the behemoth climb, getting up to the hellway. So very impressive.
Dred opting to not farm one of the worms, that could be an indication that he wants to do Doppler on the second round of Fantoon instead of doing 2 X Factors.
Yeah, so usually going into Wreck Ship. Oh, well, looks like he opts not to open the door, the power bomb door, going back into Brinstar from Criteria. So he's gonna save a power bomb that way. Misses
Attempting
the
missile
ocean
fly.
Yeah.
Zarby falling down in the double chamber.
Yeah, not a big deal. There's that nice piece of land right there, right before you enter the wreck ship, so you can charge up another Shine Spark and fly across. I'm having some trouble with the blocks there. You had to bomb one of the blocks to get down to Fantoon.
Now Dred is facing everyone's favorite boss, Fantoon. Looks like he gets a mid. That X Factor does connect. We'll see what second round has in store. Very, very likely to be a slow.
Yeah, he takes care of it, no problem. 2 X Factors. He's moving on.
Zarby heads up to go get power bombs. His health looking... Not sure how comfortable he is with that.
Looks like he's gonna grab ice before he goes up to the red tower. having a little trouble getting up there to the ice beam, but he farms those novas there, and he gets some super missiles. So a little bit of good luck for him.
Having full super missiles here is nice. That does mean he will get a health drop from that cack attack at the below Spazer. But his health still is a little lower than I imagined he would like. Ooh, managing to get a lot of health from those Novas, so that helps a lot. Unfortunately, freezing that Tripper in the incorrect position, he does decide to wait to freeze him in the correct position before he attempts the ice escape, and decides to go back into that room to reattempt it after he does not succeed in getting the mock ball out.
So yeah, Dred getting the bowling spark. Very nicely done, building on his lead, on his way to get gravity. This cutscene, this bowling cutscene is unskippable, as far as we know. So you just have to wait 35 seconds, however long it takes.
I think there is actually some tech to using a reserve tank
Really?
to save a decent amount of time. Yeah, I think you can save... I forget what the exact time savings on the actual cutscene itself were. I think it was around 10 or 11 seconds using reserve tank abuse. Yeah, that was discovered by Snick, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago.
Ooh, he gets the lake ball, the impulse lake ball, done by legendary player Impulse. If you've never heard of him, he's on Deer Tier. Go look him up. But yeah, Dred looking very good. He might need to farm a power bomb here going into Meridia, because you need at least 3 to make your way to bot 1.
Zarby, on the other hand, hitting up Red Tower, he did opt to reuse that energy refill he opened prior. I imagine he was not concerned at all about his health and just wanted to use that refill from the get-go. Unfortunately, Dred does fall into a Samus Eater, losing a couple of seconds there.
Same thing happened to Zarby. He gets eaten by the Vile Plumes. Dred trying to get a damage boost and misses, but he's doing pretty good. He gets himself a power bomb, and see how well his Meridia goes.
Yeah, that D-boost was in fact the same one he did going to Kraid's Lair in the first place, so I do imagine that I was wrong. It was not improvisation, but in fact he did practice that strat.
Yeah, a very clean fish tank from Dred. Getting the jump into the fish tank and not hitting the little overhang there. And Zarby is actually opting to, I guess, save before he goes into Fantoon. Let's see how Dred's bot wound goes. He has to connect this X Factor and then hopefully shoot 6 super missiles into him. He lands the X Factor, misses the super shot, but oh, looks like he's 1 super away. Yeah. And he gets some super drops from bot wound there, so that's
if he wanted to, he
good.
could just skip this E-Tank. He has full energy, enough supers, but he decides to get that E-Tank instead.
Zarby's having a little trouble with this guy Hunter. He's right on top of him. Ooh, no full halfie from Dred.
Oh man, that's a pretty bad feeling when you spark too high for the full halfie.
Yeah, usually when you miss it, it's mostly because you sparked too low. But in this instance, you went a little too high. Had plenty of time to get the spark off, but just a little bit of time loss. One nice thing about missing the full halfie though is you get to keep your health, so you might be a little bit more comfortable fighting Dragon, doing these shine sparks. If you do not know, Dragon is vulnerable to shine sparking and takes damage every frame as you spark into it. Ooh. So three well placed shine sparks can take Dragon down. It's the preferred method of defeating Dragon in any percent. Very nice. Very nicely done. So when you kill Dragon with the Shine Spark, you can get a blue suit state, which enables you to charge another Shine Spark by pressing down whenever you want. And the only downside to this is you will lose it if you press run. So as you see Dred picking up Space Jump here, he is not going to be holding run through some of these rooms. He's going to be just walking, and he'll be charging this Shine Spark to spark across this big room here, the Coliseum. It's coming up in a little bit.
Looks like Zarby executing X Factors very, very cleanly on Fantoon. I think I saw two of them connect fully. I think that was a 2-round. Although he did miss when Fantoon opened that one time, so it was. But this must be a. It looks like a very good run for someone whose PB is above a 110.
So you'll notice Dred, he's going to drop a power bomb here in the plasma room, and that power bomb will actually damage those pirates there right as he picks up the plasma beam. The pirates that are on the walls, that are climbing on these walls here. So you can get through that room a little bit faster by dropping a power bomb and dealing some damage to them.
Ooh, Zarby laying that powerbomb a little too far to the right. That does mean that those key hunters did not die to it. He has to clean them up now and then presumably go for the spark here. Oh, and missing the charge as well. It does mean that this attic will unfortunately be not quite as good as he wanted. Just from my feel of where Dred is at right now, it looks like he's keeping very, very close to his PB if he keeps this pace up.
Ooh, taking a little bit of damage in the bowling area. Zarby is. He did do a nice deboost, but you have to be careful because the iframes run out very quickly and you don't have run speed. So he takes 3 hits, looks like. Dred very nicely freezing those platforms in place and getting the ice palace escape. Nothing to it.
Heading down to Lower Norfair, Dred's ammo and health count looking very, very solid. Doubt he's feeling very comfortable with where he's sitting right now.
Dred going for the task boost, and he gets it. He's going to be flying into this room. If you are positioned correctly, you can get that damage boost, and it saves a good amount of time. The big key to doing that boost is by dropping that power bomb, placing it in the right spot so that it does not destroy that orb, and you get the damage boost that you need.
Yeah, interestingly, when you have gravity, it does allow you to move freely in water. And lava has similar physics to water in that gravity allows you to move more freely than if you didn't have it. However, collecting speed booster actually affects your running speed in lava and makes you run slower. If you have a speed booster unequipped, it actually allows you to move more freely in the lava. But that deboost allows you to move much more quickly than you would otherwise.
That was a very interesting strat there from Dred. He did a mid-air freeze on one of those pirates in the worst room in the game, and it worked out very well for him. Killing most of the pirates in the worst room reduces a good amount of lag. So it's a nice thing to see.
Zarby looks like he powerbombed the tube to enter Meridia, but looked like he just sat there for a couple seconds, not realizing he has to do an input to make sure the tube actually break after the powerbomb explodes.
Yeah, it looks like he's opting to get the crab supers here. Not a bad idea. Having more supers helps against fighting Dragon and Botwound. So
5 extra supers means if you land all of them on Dragon, that's a quarter of her health down already. That can help significantly reduce the time you spend in that fight. Ooh. Zarby's health getting pretty low. I actually wasn't paying attention. I assumed when he had around 120 health leaving gravity, he was planning on taking the health refill at the bottom red tower, as he already done that twice before. And so he looks like he tried to skip it, and dropping down to 6 health after a hit from that crab. Very, very sketchy at that point.
yeah,
And yet he can still only take 2 hits from Botwound's body and or head at this point, as they both deal around 40 damage.
Yeah, he's opting to farm some of these enemies for some health here. We'll see what he does here for Botwound. Maybe he'll take it safe and there is sort of a safe spot when you fight Bot Wound. You can just stand to the left, and if you react properly, you can avoid his shots. His body will not come into contact with you if you are standing over there. But Dred, moving on, he has a pretty good Ridley fight, and he does not get the Ridley E-Tank, so he should be okay. He has the plasma beam, so there should be no danger here getting through the wastelands.
Zarby, discovering just how terrible Bot Wound's hitbox is, misses a large number of supers and has to finish him off with charge shots.
Yeah, you see the effectiveness of having the plasma beam here, because you can sort of hitbox your way through those red Kai hunters. So if you shoot as you pass, if you shoot like point blank range those red Kai hunters, you get to pass through them without taking any damage.
Just an interesting side note: you can actually do that with any beam that deals damage to an enemy. It's just that plasma beam stays active, I guess would be a term for it, but it stays active inside the enemy's hitbox for considerably longer because it's able to multi-hit an enemy. Enemies have their own invulnerability frames for damage they take, and it is possible to do that same effect without plasma, but you have only one frame to do it without plasma. With plasma, it's much, much easier.
Zarby having a little bit of trouble there, climbing up to the Coliseum room. He unfortunately uses his Shine Spark, and he'll have to go through this room without it. He is taking a little bit of damage from these Metroids. Yes, don't want your health to get too low before you get to the boss fight. But yeah, it looks like he's struggling a little bit in the sand there. It can be a little bit annoying if you're not used to it. Dred is making his way through Meridia again, going up through Turian. Everything is looking good for him. He has all the super missiles he needs, as well as his energy. He's looking very, very healthy.
Looks like Zarby was intending to try to do a Shine Spark or two on the opening stages of Dragon fight. Misses that and instead has to resort back to his strategy of supering and missiling. Dragon does manage to land a spark, but that spark was a little bit early. It did not do quite that much damage to Dragon.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit careful here. Dragon is getting a little bit faster and he's taking some damage. Needs to watch out for this goo. But he's getting some drops here. Maybe a couple more rounds and should be good. He's going for the Shine Spark and he sparks diagonally upwards, unfortunately. You want to go straight.
Dred about to enter the Golden 4 room, sub 40 time. Does mean he is unfortunately not on PB pace. I thought he might have been earlier.
Ooh,
just some minor mistakes adding up.
Yeah, Zarby got snagged by Dragon there. Oh, this goo's catching him. He's not having a good time. He's going for the Shine Sparks, but unfortunately Dragon is coming at him and catching him.
He does have plenty of missiles left, and I do think those missiles would put Dragon probably around... Dragon probably has around 2,000, 1,500 health left. Maybe a little less. It's hard to tell from the colors on the stream, but... his health is getting dangerously low.
Oh, he gets caught by that goo there. Looks like he was about to finish Dragon off there.
Just as a note to anyone watching the stream, if you get caught by Dragon's goo, I would indeed recommend pseudo-screwing to remove that goo immediately instead of trying to dodge around.
He might be getting a little nervous now because I think one more hit from Dragon will kill him, so he needs to be careful.
Fortunately, he is in health bomb range, so this goo should be... He needs to... Oh, committing! He made a decision there to commit to kill Dragon, and thankfully it does pay off, as he would have very quickly approached the point of no return where you cannot roll under Dragon to avoid taking a hit. Looks like Dred, full health, full ammo, exiting the last Metroid room, so he is A-okay to continue the run. We'll see if he can also nail this Metroid skip. Although I do not think he's on PB pace, I do think he is still very, very close. Wow, a very interesting second jump from Dred there. He does manage to make it. He gets the Metroid skip and just continues on his way.
Yeah, it was an interesting method of skipping the big Metroid, but whatever works, and he's moving on.
Zarby's health is a little low, heading to go into Plasma. Just a quick side note is that the pirates in Plasma, their beams and their bodies both do 50 damage each. A lot of runners sometimes do forget that, and it can be very easy to die to those pirates. And Dred does manage to finish off Mother Brain 1.
Yeah,
so
looks like Zarby
only
is
Mother Brain
opting...
2 left to die to.
Zarby is looking to farm some health there from the fish. Dred is probably counting his shots here. Once Mother Brain gets hit by 15, 16 of these charged plasma beam shots, the red beam will come out, which he needs to avoid. And looks like he's in the clear now. He might, yep, he takes some intentional damage. That's just to speed up the rainbow beam cutscene afterwards.
Ooh. Zarby taking a hit from one of the plasma pirates. He's playing a little more careful now and does manage to escape the plasma room without further trouble.
Yeah, you got some nice health drops there, so... It can be a little daunting going through a lot of these rooms because there is no energy refill. So the best you can do is like farm some enemies to get health.
That hero Cack Attack exiting Cassius' room pushes Zarby all the way down, and wisely he decides, instead of trying to space jump all the way back up, he decides to go and take the other route to get to the fast fast tube. Ooh, unfortunately he bonks his head in this room full of Eviers and he has to space jump across very, very slowly.
Yeah, if you jump too high, there are some obstacles on the ceiling, so that will slow you down. Dred is finishing up Mother Brain 3 here. Looks to be a pretty solid fight. Missing a couple shots, but nothing too inefficient.
With that, Dred will have a pretty solid race time. Very, very close to his PB. Meanwhile, I do believe Zarby's on an excellent pace to PB. I'm not entirely sure, but this looks to be several minutes faster than his PB. Opting to farm before Lower Norfair. Not a bad choice given his energy count.
Yeah, and Lower Norfair, everything does 50 damage to you, even though you have the suits, Gravity and Varia, which are supposed to reduce damage. Everything in Lower Norfair does more, so not a bad strategy to farm health there.
I do wonder when Zarby will choose to re-equip Ice. Probably the ideal spot is on the down elevator to Lower Norfair.
That was kind of interesting. So normally you'll see players just spark upwards into Criteria Shaft during the escape, but Dred shows off that diagonal spark that you can do and going up there. There is no animal love here, so Dred, he finishes with a time of 47:17, I believe.
Unfortunately, however, he did look like he wasn't prepared to dot down an SRL. Does lose 8 seconds because of it. His SRL finish time is a 47:24, and that is the time that matters. But still a very, very solid run from Dred coming out here. Only 15 or 16 seconds off of his PB. And GG to him.
Looks like Zarby remembered to equip the Ice Beam before he enters the worst room in the game, so that's good on him to catch that detail.
Oh, Zarby opting to do the barely faster strat of going in the green gate room to get the short charge, could space jump through these pillars, and does get through the first one, but unfortunately he does bonk on the second one, which does mean he has to powerbomb the rest of these. And lose a bunch of health to the acid.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. He's getting burned by the acid here as it rises up. Okay, he's playing it very safe here. He's just gonna get rid of the pirates. Maybe he's gonna freeze some of these enemies coming up. Takes the hit there. And he's trying to pseudo screw through these fireballs. He's taking some damage. We'll see what he opts to do here. Maybe he'll get the Firefly E-Tank, but it is kind of scary.
Oh, wow, incredible. Manages to get that pseudo screw off just in time as that plasma French fry crosses right through Samus. Oh my gosh, some really close calls coming out from Zarby here. I am on the edge of my seat. Hopefully he can survive through these next couple of rooms just to get to that E-Tank, which I assume he's gonna go get. Okay.
Yeah. It looked like he was gonna go on without it, but he recognizes what to do, and that's good. we're all rooting for Zarby to finish his run. So pretty scary stuff right there.
Ooh, interestingly,
walking on thin ice.
Not choosing to grab that power bomb, which would have allowed him to power bomb the blocks at the bottom of Key Hunter's staircase.
Yeah, there's some minor details being missed here that can help you go faster. If you're not paying attention to your ammo and some of the strats that you can do.
Although I'm sure if I was Zarby, I would just be happy to be alive at this point, as those are some pretty close calls in the amphitheater.
Yeah, probably a big sigh of relief now that he has that fire tank. Someone has asked if there are more matches after this, and there will be. It will be almost all Super Metroid action happening on the Speed Gaming channel tonight, and there will be at least 3 more Super Metroid races. You can check out the Super Metroid schedule there that has been linked from Nightbot.
We're having some trouble timing this charge shot to kill this second pirate. Does manage to get it though.
Ooh, missing a super on this eye door. Not a big deal. He has a lot of supers, a lot of ammo. His health is looking good, so he should be doing very well on Ridley here, so long as he does the right maneuvers. So as you see, if you stand on the edge of this platform here, while Ridley is pogoing down, you are in a safe spot. You will not get hit. So that's a very good strat to use, and definitely helps increase your chances of surviving this fight.
The only difference being in this room, why it works on the left side, not the right, is the door shell there that actually, for whatever reason, affects Ridley's AI such that he does not go as far to the left as he does to the right to pogo. Looks like Zarby with that extra E-tank, having plenty of comfortable health for Ridley, finishes him off with ease. With all this health, yeah, I thought so. I thought with all this health that he had, he would might skip the Ridley E-tank. Instead, just continue on with the 431 he has exiting Ridley's room.
So as Zarby is making his way out of Lower Norfair, I will remind everyone that I am Just Defend, and my co-host here is Fuzda, and you are watching the Speed Gaming Twitch channel, which has many tournament races and various speed runs happening almost every day of the week. So glad to have you here, and we're cheering Zarby on. He looks to be on PB pace, so we'll see how well he does.
Zarby, loving the pseudo screw action. Just directly into that key hunter. Twice. Opting instead that a charge shot is a better idea. I do agree with that decision. Just from the movement that Zarby is showing in the improvisation.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see where he goes with this, because he definitely plays a lot better than his PB.
Yeah, definitely looks like he's been putting some more effort into his play, which is always good to see. We in the Super Metroid community always encourage every new Super Metroid runner to do better.
Getting
yeah, he took
close.
Took a good amount of damage there from those red kite hunters there. We call them the Three Musketeers. They are very notorious trio there that can ruin people's days. So,
and especially Aramis there at the end. That guy always just hogging the edge right there, making it very difficult to get up.
So yeah, he went to farm some energy there. Only filling up to about 2 energy tanks. Should be okay for getting all the way back to Turian.
I think that's just safety to ensure he doesn't die to getting grabbed by a Metroid or two in the first room.
Yeah, that first room, if you get grabs and you have like maybe less than an energy tank, it can be very scary stuff, because you need to bomb that Metroid immediately off of you, or you can if that does happen, you can just exit the room, and but sometimes you don't have enough health to make it.
Yeah, we have seen even the other alternative, as some runners have chosen to powerbomb the Metroids attached to them instead of attempting a somewhat difficult trick of timing the bomb to make the Metroid release you. Look at the timer here. It does look like Zarby is maintaining a constant improvement over his PB. So it'd be nice to. It's always nice to see a runner PB during a race, as we've had a number of them in this tournament alone. Most recently, just give a friendly shout out to Mishrak, who did in fact PB with 5 energy tanks, improving his sub 50.
Yeah, that can be kind of surprising to see an improvement with that many energy tanks, because usually in RTA attempts, most runners, they cut out all the safety strats and they just try to finish the game with only 3. So sometimes to go fast, it might be better to get more of the safety stuff to help you, ignore all the dangers that are in Super Metroid and just concentrate on your movement.
Very, very solid advice.
A little bit of encouragement from some of the runners here. saying good luck to Zarby and Turian, because we want Zarby to make it out with at least 10 supers and 20 missiles to get past Mother Brain 1. He's going to take a safety save here, just to ensure that he can actually finish. So we'll see how the luck goes for him.
If you're looking at the SRL channel, as I assume he probably is, seeing the other runner finish, I mean, at this point there's no real reason to skip safeties. You just want to make sure you finish the run.
Oh, okay. Good awareness there. If that power bomb, or if that power bomb, those two power bombs did not destroy that Metroid, that second Metroid, he would have gotten. If he got caught by it, we would have to bomb them. And it looked like he was about to do the same thing in that second room, but realizing that he does not have enough power bombs to kill the Metroid, he does the bombing strat and is moving on.
Entering the final room, 25 and 15, he really should be completely fine. Not doing the grouping strat though. Interesting. We've seen some other runners decide to not group the final room, and despite that, exiting with a perfect ammo count.
Yeah.
And actually a better energy count that it's lower, because I assume he's not be doing the Metroid skip, but it'll make it easier for him to get down to lower energy. He does indeed get grabbed. A quick note about the baby Metroid. If you are facing right at the end of the cutscene when you reach 1 health, you do skip the part of Samus's animation where she stands up. That does save very, very roughly about 1 second.
Yeah, a little good information there if you are a fellow speedrunner. Can be hard to remember because sometimes the disdain of not getting the baby skip is weighs heavy
Exactly.
on your mind, right? So I explained the Zapatite skip earlier, but I will explain it again very quickly. So to pass through this red barrier, which we call a Zapatite, you must take damage to get this invincibility effect, and then you will freeze this lower Rinka, this little spaghetti-o looking thing, and as soon as it spawns, you need to freeze it as soon as it spawns, and then as you have the invincibility effect on you, you want to spin jump to land on top of the frozen Rinka. You're actually landing on top of it, and this glitch actually pushes Samus very slightly to the left, and it's enough to jump straight up, and you will walk through the Zapatite. It looks like he almost got it there. He has to reset the room a bunch more times to keep trying, because the lava and like the turrets are getting pretty aggressive. You don't want to take too much damage before you get to Mother Brain 2.
Oh man. This has to be frustrating, as I'm sure he's on pretty solid PB pace, and missing this trick. This trick is something that can be a barrier to newer runners. Be difficult to realize that your invincibility frames run out pretty quickly. He does get through though, thankfully, and hopefully he's still on PB pace. All he has to do now is survive Mother Brain 2.
Yeah, he can afford to take one more hit. He does not want to. He does not want his energy to go lower than 300. Ooh, he's taking some damage. He needs to be careful. Missing some shots.
Oh man, this is getting tight. He can only take no more damage.
Very, very scary.
Oh, jumping at the last second, that was a very, very late jump, and yet it still does mean that he does finish Mother Brain 2, thankfully, with an excess of 16 energy.
Yeah, just
Well, 15,
barely making it. Any other hit would have done him in, so he's moving on. Congratulations to our runners for completing Super Metroid and their speedruns.
So far, all 6 of the runners that have done their runs or races today have finished. Looking forward to hopefully seeing the rest of our runners today finish all of their runs as well.
Yeah, so while we have this cutscene playing out with our friend, the baby Metroid, reviving Samus, just to remind everyone, there is more Super Metroid action coming up this evening. We have Conster versus Hubert and Mock Drums versus Slydick. They are playing at 8:30 EDT Eastern Time. So stay tuned for that if you want to watch more Super Metroid. There is a lot of Super Metroid happening throughout the week. It's coming fast and furious. So stay tuned for all of that if you enjoy watching. Ooh, he's taking some damage. Zarby, he's getting some onion rings straight from Mother Brain to the face. He's okay though. He takes care of Mother Brain. You have the Rainbow Beam. Nothing to it. Having a little bit of trouble in that first room of the escape. The strat there is you angle down and you just hold the fire button and just move forward. And ooh, looks like he messing up his Shine Spark attempts here. He needs to press down before those speed echoes go away. He might be a little bit nervous because he's on PB pace.
Oh man, the last second chokes, unfortunately. Even given all these mistakes, he's on a gigantic pace. This thing's...
I see him in the chat. I see him in the chat and he's laughing it off. He's trying to be very lighthearted about it, which is a good sign, I think. Oh boy, he does not get the Shine Spark in the Criteria Shaft, so he is going to have to wall jump up.
Oh man. Well, at this point, this is a lot of time save for his next run. time showing some difficulty for him.
He's out of there. He's not saving the animals. He wants this BB. He just needs to get to the ship. And that is good game. Very nicely done from Zarby89.
And GG to Zarby, finishing on the SRL race channel with a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 34 seconds. GG to both our runners.
That last minute escape, very 90s. I think when I was a kid, you saw, back in the 90s, watching all like those movies and stuff like that, it was always like escape scene where something's exploding and they just barely make it out of there. But we are moving on to see Samus in the next mission. Thank you for watching the Speed Gaming channel on Twitch. If you are on the Twitch page, you can scroll down below the video player and you will see lots of graphics, lots of links to various tournaments that are happening throughout the month, throughout the weeks. There is a Blaster Master tournament. There is a Zelda A Link to the Past No Major Glitches tournament, as well as this Super Metroid 80% tournament. And coming up later in the month, they will be concluding the top 8 for Ninja Gaiden 2, which the first round happened yesterday on Sunday. And if you yourself want to see yourself in the Speed Gaming channel, you can sign up for something yourself. There is a 46 Robot Masters, which is fighting all 8 robots in the Mega Man video games on NES. So that is 1 through 6, all 8 Robot Masters. 46 Robot Masters tournament happening September 24th. So check that out if you want to see yourself do some speedruns, get involved. And hi, I'm Just Offend, and thank you for watching.
Thank you, JD, for commentating with me. I will be returning along with the next race in approximately 40 minutes, and I think that race is yet another double 1 versus 1 race. We have Mocktrums versus Slidic, Concert versus Hubert, and I'll be joined by the wonderful Dingus. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.
Stay tuned for Deer Force, guys, and have a wonderful evening.